Need advice, seeking help in a difficult situation. I'm a 27-year-old man facing uncertainty about my relationship with my girlfriend, M, who is 26. I'll omit certain details to maintain my anonymity, so please bear with any gaps in my story. Let me provide some background. I met M 3 years ago at a store, and we instantly hit it off. We began spending a lot of our free time together, and after 2 months, we officially started dating. Before we became a couple, M shared with me the painful details of her past relationship. She had been with a boyfriend who was verbally, emotionally, and occasionally physically abusive. Thankfully, she ended things with him after 3 years, and I came into her life around 2 years after their breakup. She knows how much I despise him and how relieved I am that he lives far away, about 17 hours from us. During their relationship, M developed a bond with her ex's child. When we discussed this, I initially understood her attachment to the child, considering she practically raised them. I supported her desire to maintain contact. However, not long after we started dating, her ex decided to cut M off completely. For 4 months, there was no communication between them. Then, the harassment began. He bombarded M's phone with sexist jokes, insults about her character, and claims that he knew she would ruin her current relationship. Hearing about this, I told her that such behavior was unacceptable and advised her to block him. She agreed and did so immediately. Now, let's fast forward to the present. We were in bed, and M asked me to check her phone if it rang, just in case it was her parents reaching out. They are getting older, and we often assist them at their house. Sure enough, her phone buzzed, and I checked it. It was a message from her ex. I shouldn't have, but my curiosity got the better of me, and I opened the entire conversation. To my surprise, they were chatting as if they were good friends. I felt confused. Because M had expressed her intense dislike for her ex countless times. She had made it clear that she wanted nothing to do with him. She even reiterated this sentiment as recently as last Saturday. However, this ongoing conversation with him had been happening for at least a month, and I was shocked that she hadn't informed me about it, especially since she had shared when he had resurfaced last year. At that moment, I chose not to say anything to avoid starting a heated discussion. Later, when her ex texted again and I noticed the notification, M quickly scrolled past it while showing me something on her phone, clearly attempting to hide his message. I confronted her about it, and she claimed that he was only contacting her about their child, even though there was no mention of the child in the conversation. I feel guilty for intruding on her privacy, but witnessing this exchange has left me filled with mixed emotions. Am I simply feeling insecure in this situation? I don't know how to approach this calmly, given what I know and what M has told me in the past. Update: need advice, seeking help in a difficult situation. I want to express my gratitude to the users who took the time to respond to my previous post. In summary, my girlfriend and I broke up. I decided to have a serious conversation with her and asked why she had been texting her ex-boyfriend. She explained that she needed someone to talk to about life and vent, and she felt he was a better choice for that than me. She showed me all the messages, without deleting anything, to prove that nothing inappropriate had been going on. However, it was evident that her ex-boyfriend was trying to interfere with our relationship. There was subtle flirting and even some romantic gestures, as if he wanted to win her back. To make matters worse, she told him that she suspected I had cheated in the past with my former boss. This suspicion arose from innocent interactions, such as sending memes, helping my boss and her wife with projects, and occasionally earning extra money from them while they were selling their house. I read multiple messages from her ex-boyfriend about how he would have physically harmed me if he were still in town. He expressed extreme frustration, even to the point of damaging his own property. It was clear that he was a narcissistic person who had cheated on her twice. He also questioned my intentions for helping my boss, suggesting that my weekend activities were suspicious. Despite always providing pictures of the work I did, receipts for supplies, and even footage from their home security cameras, which they used to monitor their dogs, he never asked me any questions about what I was doing there. Instead, he jumped to unfounded conclusions. I failed to mention that she never informed him that we had resolved the issue and that I had never cheated on her. She did not attempt to defuse the situation or make it clear that his threats were unwarranted. I was deeply hurt by what I read, feeling unvalued and untrusted despite everything I had done for her. I confronted her about this and laid out 2 options: she cuts off contact with him and we seek therapy together, or she continues her conversations with him, and I walk away. In retrospect, I should have ended the relationship myself, but I was curious to see how she would respond. Ultimately, it's over. She refused to cut off contact with him, stating that her only chance to communicate with his child is through him. I told her that if her priority is focusing on a child who isn't even hers and a man who had mistreated her, then I wished her good luck. I collected my belongings and left. Admittedly, I let my emotions get the best of me in that moment. I reached out to her parents and informed them of our split. They are wonderful people who expressed their regrets about how things turned out. They even invited me for dinner on Friday, just the 3 of us, so I can retrieve some of my tools that I had loaned them and we can discuss the situation further. Initially, I considered declining their invitation, but her mom is too kind-hearted to ignore. Besides, her dad and I always have a great time sharing a drink. So, I decided to accept their offer and look forward to Friday. I am sticking with my decision to end the relationship. I plan to treat myself to a nice bottle of sake that I've been saving in my fridge and simply relax. Thank you for your support throughout this journey.